Alrighty, so in today's video, I want to talk about how to master and control your emotions. If you would have told me that I can control and master and that I'm the creator of all my emotions, that I have full control of them, 8 years ago, I would have laughed at you, then I probably would have got angry, and then I probably would have called you an idiot, and then I would have let my emotions control me, and I said, well, it was because of you, or because of this, or because of the boss, because of the economy, because of the changes, because I didn't ask for this. And when I started realizing how much pain I was creating, not only for me in my life, but for in my relationships or the people around me, I realized maybe there is something to this. And I became a lifelong student of really exploring this. And there are thousands of things we can get into. I'm gonna be hanging out with you for about 10 minutes here. But ultimately, I'm gonna show you a bit of a visual that I use. I use it every single time that I maybe feel like I'm being controlled by emotions, or I'm experiencing a unwanted emotion, I'm experiencing a negative experience, and I'm spiraling out of control or down. No matter how tough it is, I've really taught myself and learned how to get out of it. Now, quick disclaimer, am I perfect? Nope. Do I sometimes let my emotions get the best of me? Sure. But it's all about how quickly you bounce back, or how long of a time you spend in the negative spiral that really counts. And if we can have a turnaround time of a minute or 2 minutes or 10 minutes, no matter how you're feeling, if we can turn it around in 60 minutes, think about how much progress and how much more success we can see in life. And ultimately, that's what this video is all about. So if that interests you, stick around and I'll talk to you in a sec.
So, I don't know when this whole get a job, 9 to 5, play it safe, think small, and hopefully someday retire with enough time to maybe chase my dreams became okay, but for people like you and me, it's not. I'm Lucas Rubix, and welcome to the coaching channel, where I continue my mission of setting human beings free.
Alright, so some of the common advice we hear, right, is, well, just focus on the positive. That's easy to say when things are good, but if you are in the shit, if you are in the dumpster, if you're losing your place, or you're going through a breakup, or your business is failing, or you're not getting clients, or you just lost a big client, it's easy for someone on the outside to say, hey, just like, think positive, don't think negative. Or you hear a lot, just focus, what you focus on grows. What you focus on comes to focus. That's so easy to say when you're looking at things from the outside. But if you're in there, and if you are in the mix of things, you don't even want to hear that advice. Yeah, it's a great tool, or it's a great advice, but it's not really practical. You'll also hear just like your physiology. Well, just jump up and down, do some jumping jacks, go for a walk. Great tool, I use it all the time. But if we don't have an understanding of what is actually going on, it can prove to be not as effective as it could. So with that said, I want to show you a bit of a circle. You've probably seen this before. This may not be nothing new, and if it's not, stick around because it'll be worth it. And if this is new to you, then this is going to be awesome. This is a two-dimensional circle. I really want you to think of it more like a coil, right? You can be going up or down this coil. So instead of seeing it as just a two-dimensional circle, we're seeing it as a staircase. A circular staircase, that never-ending staircase that you see in drawings and paintings, right? You could be going up this staircase, positive, or you can be going down this staircase, negative. And in my opinion, standing still, like if you're hurting and if you're feeling a negative emotion and you just sit down and you stay still, is just as bad as moving downward, in my opinion. So you can really do two things. You can move down or you can move up. And if you're moving down currently, you might be facing all this emotion and all this negativity and all this stuff, and you feel yourself spiraling down. The game really is, how do we stop, reassess, and start moving up? And if you're moving up, how can we speed that up to build massive momentum? And if you see successful people, generally, they've built such massive momentum that their thoughts and their choices and their behaviors are all feeding the next thing. They built so much momentum that you feel they're unstoppable. And I want you to feel like that by the end of this video. So, again, understand it as a coil, and then you've probably seen this or some aspect or form of this. This is taught many different ways. I've been taught this in 20 different ways by all these different coaches and mentors as I've really fallen in love with this topic. So in my opinion, this is the easiest way to teach this, and this is the way that I teach this nowadays. So you've got your thoughts, you've got your choices, you've got your actions, you've got the outcomes, and you've got your emotions. And you've probably seen that, like, your thoughts lead to actions, or your thoughts lead to choices, lead to actions. You've probably heard something like this before, but I really want to dive in a little bit deeper and understand that if we're sitting there and we're thinking, well, the economy is crashing, nothing good is happening, no one's gonna buy my stuff, no one's buying anything, and I suck and I'm a failure. That thought, what do you think it's gonna do? It's gonna lead to a choice, and that choice may be, well, nothing's gonna work, so I'm not gonna do anything anyways. Instead of growing or building or doing something productive, maybe I'll just grab the remote and watch Netflix, or I'll just hang out and feel sorry for myself. That might be a choice you make. That choice, what's gonna lead to? It's gonna lead to an action. That action is going to be, well, now that you made the choice, you're gonna watch Netflix, you're gonna sit on the couch for 4 hours and not do anything. I got nothing against Netflix. I feel like that has to be earned. You can't just watch Netflix and expect your life to change, right? And so it's gonna lead to an action. And that action is gonna lead to an outcome. What's the outcome? Well, the bank's gonna drain, the business isn't gonna grow, you're gonna lose more clients, you're going to be moving backwards because you're not doing anything, you're going to feel even worse about yourself. So that outcome is gonna lead to emotion. You're gonna feel even worse about yourself. You're gonna feel like a failure. All of these emotions are gonna come up that aren't pleasant, that you don't want, and that emotion is gonna feed the next thought, which is, see, I told you. Everybody told me. You're basically just proving to yourself that you can't do this. And it also goes like, let's just say health or body image. Well, I'm overweight, I'm fat, I'm ugly, nobody likes me. Who would ever date me? These stories we tell ourselves, that's gonna lead to a choice. Well, why go to the gym? It doesn't even matter. Or maybe I'll just do it next week or whatever. And that choice is gonna lead to an action, which isn't doing much. That action will lead to a result, which is, well, now I'm just gaining weight, or I'm even feeling worse for myself, on and on and on. You can understand how now you're working down the spiral. Here's the interesting thing, is a lot of people will tell you, well, just have better thoughts. Plant better seeds, because those thoughts will lead to different choices. And I of course agree with that, but it's easier said than done. When you're in the thick of it, when you're spiraling out of control, when everything is falling apart around you, it's hard to just go outside, sit, and think positive. Sure, we can do some meditations, we can do visualizations, we can do all this stuff, and it works, it's great tools, but what I want you to understand is, sure, we could change the thought. Of course we could change the thought. And we could change the thought to, you know what? Yeah, maybe the economy's not the greatest, or this is happening, or that is happening, but there's an opportunity here. I've got more time to create. And even if it doesn't work, like, I won't be doing anything anyway. So you know what, let me try this thing. Let me create something. And so you create, you make a choice and you say, you know what, I'll create something. You make a choice, maybe you're trying to start an online business and you've got your, you want to start a YouTube channel and you want to start a blog and start writing, or maybe start writing a book, or you're like, you know what, I'm gonna go to the gym, gonna make a difference, gonna move my body, whatever. That choice is gonna lead obviously to an action. You implement, you take action upon that. So you're gonna say, great, I'm just gonna do a banner in my first YouTube video or my first 2 YouTube videos. That's it, that's all. I'm gonna start small actions, right? That action is gonna lead to an experience, an outcome. Maybe someone likes the video, you get some positive feedback on it, or it just feels good because you did it. You actually see the outcome and you see a YouTube channel and you get a few subscribers, you get a few likes, you get 10 views. It's a small win, but those small wins build the massive victories. And that outcome is gonna lead to an emotion. Say, hey, you know what? Maybe I could do this. This feels great. This is awesome. I'm not going to talk about the physiological or what's actually going on inside the body, because there are chemicals being released and there's all that fun stuff going on. But at the end of the day, you're looking at something that you did. That's an accomplishment. This is awesome. That's going to lead to more positive thoughts, and on and on and on, where you can start spiraling upwards. And everyone's looking for these big chunks, these big wins, but I'm letting you know, if you could focus on these small wins, that's why I think gratitude is so important. Again, it's easy to tell someone who's in the thick of things, hey, just be grateful, you've got so much, and they're gonna be like, whatever. It's a great tool, but what I want you to understand is now you can hijack this thing. So if you're feeling down because things are happening and someone tells you, well, just think positive, or be grateful, think better thoughts, it's easy to say. But what if we could just hijack it? Even if you don't feel like it, even if you feel completely negative, everything sucks, nothing's happening, and you feel like a complete failure, and you're terrified. Great, I'm not gonna tell you to change your feelings. I'm just gonna tell you, well, maybe just make a choice anyways, or take an action anyways. For instance, I feel like I got no energy, this day is going wrong, and I don't feel like going to the gym. I would tell you, just do it anyways. Just go for 10 minutes, just walk on the treadmill, that's it. Yes, it's gonna take some discipline, but you're gonna go do it. You're gonna walk on the treadmill for 10 minutes and I'd make a deal with you. I'd say, if after 10 minutes you feel a little bit better, get a 20-minute workout. Or, hey, I know you don't feel like working on the business. I know you don't, there's tons of fear and you don't feel like it, but let's just make that choice and take that action of just simply doing the video anyway, or going live anyways. You might not feel like it, but let's make a deal. Just take that one action, see how you feel after. most often, you're gonna take that action. So you're gonna skip this whole process here. You're just gonna take an action. It's gonna give you an outcome. You're gonna film a video. Are you gonna go get a workout? You're gonna feel a little bit better. You're gonna get some sweat. You got an outcome. You feel accomplished. You did something. You've got the video on. You got some feedback on that. You went live and you helped some people and you got feedback on that. What's that gonna make you feel? Without you even trying to change your feelings, how are you going to feel? You're gonna feel a little bit better. You still might feel on top of the world, but you're gonna feel a little bit better. And that little bit better is going to feed your next thought. Hey, you know what? I kind of felt good. Let me take one more little thing. Let me make one more choice. Let me move forward one more step. That's how you build that momentum. And the hardest thing to do is right in the start. You've got the freight train, you've got to stop the freight train, and then you've got to start pushing it backwards. It's going to take the most amount of energy in those first few minutes. But that's all it takes. And if we can build up that discipline even when we don't feel like it, we'll just take an action. Or you can experience or have an outcome. So you can just skip the choices, skip the actions, and you have negative thoughts, but you could take this thought and move straight to an experience. You can do this many ways. One, you can experience it in your mind. I always tell coaches, if they're really struggling, jump on your bed, close your eyes, grab a pen as a microphone, and pretend you're speaking to a sold-out stage of 10,000 people, helping them. And literally, you might look crazy to your family, but speak to them for 30 minutes. Give them the best of what you got for 30 minutes. Guess how you're gonna feel after that? You actually experienced the outcome. Without having to do much of anything, without having to think any positive thoughts. Yes, it takes a little bit of discipline up front. I used to close my eyes when I had a different focus on things, and I thought cars would make me happy until I bought my blacked out Beamer and realized it didn't make me happy. But I used to sit and close my eyes and visualize. Even sometimes I'd even have the car engine sounding on the computer, and I'd close my eyes and just visualize the outcome. Man, that feels good. Or I visualize the outcome of working with hundreds of clients, or what the bank account would be saying, or what running a team would be like. I would just experience it, or you could actually go experience it. A lot of people walk into nice homes, they walk through nice neighborhoods, they go to the car dealership and sit in their dream car. They experience it. And 9 times out of 10, if not more, you're going to feel a little bit better. You're going to have positive feelings. You're going to feel something that's going to move into your next thought. And if we can learn how to hijack this, and awareness is key, of course, but if we can be like, you know what? And we can just become aware of that feeling. Yes, we can start deciphering it. Yes, we can say, where's this feeling coming from? Why am I feeling like this? And that's all legit. But if you really want to snap out of it quickly, just look at the circle. Visualize this. I literally visualize myself sitting on the circle somewhere. And I'm like, okay, that's where I'm at. I'm visualizing, taking a step back, right? Get aware, take a step back, and have a look at things. I'm there. Cool, I could keep going down, or let me just take an action. Let me just make a different choice. Let me experience something. And let me start spiraling upwards. And the more momentum you build, you become an unstoppable force. You literally become a unstoppable force. And when you see people with a ton of energy, a ton of momentum, it's the number one thing I get asked. I'm just like, dude, I'm just always going up the staircase. And if I'm not, I stop, I reassess, and I recommit to going up the staircase. And it's worked magic in my life, and I know it can work magic for your life. Truly hope that helps. RubixPerformance.com. We've got a brand new podcast, the Infinite Podcast. Most of our time is spent Coach's Corner podcast, hit the top 20 rankings. We've got the coaching channel on YouTube, and I love serving online coaches, and I love serving the online business space. Infinite Podcast became a bit of a child of mine, and I'm raising it. I don't know what way it's going to go, but it's been so much fun. We're on episode 7 of the Infinite Podcast, depending when you're watching this video, I guess, and it's all about the inner game. It's not only for online coaches, it's for anyone who's really seeking to move up this staircase, to move up in life, to see their own version of success, their own version of freedom, their own version of doing that thing that they love and doing it well and serving the world and waking up excited with energy. And that's really what the Infinite Podcast is all about. It really explores the dark side of personal development. So if that interests you, check out RubixPerformance.com. I'll leave the link around here somewhere. We also have a free course that comes with it, how to get anything you want in life without robbing the bank, without winning the lotto, without selling crack cocaine, doing it legitimately. And we actually dive into this topic a lot deeper in that free training. So check that out if that interests you. And with that said, I'll see you next week.